Then the player is not here, but we will play. Okay. Come.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari, Hari, Sankirtan Yagya ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hare Krishna. So thank you very much, dear devotees, for giving your valuable association. So very grateful to all of you. Thank you. So we are also very grateful to Rishikesh Prabhu and Puja Mataji for hosting, opening their doors of their home and welcoming all of us in their wonderful home. So thank you so much. Thank you, Mataji. So let's continue study of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we have been studying Srimad Bhagavatam and we are reading chapter 13. The title is Dhritarashtra Quits Home, right? So before we begin, I would like to pay my gratitude because whatever that I'm going to speak, I know there is no my own creation here, except I'm just repeating the words of our acharyas. So I'm very grateful to all of you for listening, coming here, and giving your association. So thank you. And whatever presentation which is going to be made here, it is from our Acharya's commentary, Srila Prabhupada's purport, and different lecture that I have listened to. So there is no my own contribution as such. So if there is any glory that may come, any point that you may like, will be all go back to our Acharyas. If there is any mistake that will be solely mine, so please forgive me. I would like to pay my gratitude to all the Guru work who I listened to. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Yes, so we are studying the chapter titled as Dhritarashtra Quits Home. So we have studied till verse number 13, right? So these are the various sections that we have seen. So today we'll try to cover one section and some more verses in the next section. So Vidu's purpose of staying in Hastinapur. Why Vidu has come back? So as we know, Vidur had quit home when Duryodhan insulted him before the war began. And he went on a pilgrimage. And his pilgrimage means he met various sadhus. Last time he spoke, right? When you go to pilgrimage, what you should not just go to temple, take darshan, take bath. You should associate with the sadhus in the dham, because they will enlighten us. They will give knowledge. So Vidur had met Maitreya Muni. And Maitreya Muni and Vidur's discussion will be elaborately discussed in Canto 3-4. Full 2 cantos are only that discussion. Such a wonderful discussion happens there. And Maitreya Muni is also a realized soul because he heard the... You able to hear? Hare Krishna. Okay, so I will hold it like this. Maybe it is not coming. It is little far. Okay. Huh?
Probably extension will better that.
No, that's okay. It's fine. I can hold it. Yeah, that's okay. So, yeah. So, we know that Dhritarashtra, not Dhritarashtra, Maitreya Muni had listened to the conversation between Sri Krishna and Uddhav. He was a bystander and listening this conversation. Right? So this conversation will come in the 11th canto, but we are getting all the little glimpse here, here, because Bhagavatam is not a chronological, like, one after another. It is not like that. Right? But it is logical. Not chrono, but it is logical to give us the right perspective of the whole understanding. So, when Maitreya Muni listened to all the conversation, because Krishna was telling Uddhav to stay back. Uddhav wanted to say, Krishna, if you are leaving this world, what will I do here? Please take me with you. I will also come back. He said, no, you stay here and preach the message that I am giving you to the sages in the Badrikashram. So, Uddhav was listening, and then Maitreya Muni heard all this. And then he had to listen and he got enlightened. And then when he met Vidur, he enlightened Vidur also. So what is happening? We can see this parampara, when we get the knowledge, we should pass it on to whoever we meet. And that's what in this purport, Prabhupada writes very beautiful purports. And we'll understand what all these purports are being told. So last time we stopped at verse number 14. I mean, we finished at 13 and then we went to 14, right? So in 13, there is a very beautiful purport line which is mentioned. So we'll read that because then we go to the next purport of today's discussion. Okay, so let us read. So, yes, Rishit, can you please read the highlighted portion?
Yes.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So last time, what was the message that we heard in the class? What was the take-home message was there in the last class? Huh? Yes, speaking. Speak truth, but speak palatable, nicely, so that the other can accept it, right? So here it is very important that anyway, world is distress. Problems are there in everybody's life. Anybody here who doesn't have a problem? There is nobody, no exception is there. Everybody has a problem. Even a small child will have a problem. That my father is not giving me this. He brought me here. He woke me up early. There is nobody who is exception. So now, when they already have a problem, why we should aggravate that further by creating propaganda, by speaking a language which is not palatable to them? That's what it is here. And therefore, Vidur did not give that message of Krishna departed from this world to Pandavas. Right? So, Vidur was very sensitive about the small matters. In fact, this small sensitivity that we have in our life will make us different from others. The small matters, small thing matters a lot. If you see any indifferences which happen between family members or between friends and all that, it is for a very trivial matter, not for a big thing. Very trivial matter, and you get angry, ask all the small. Hey, you did not keep the glass here; it should be here. Very small. Is there no connection? But this is what happens. So already the world is distressed. Everybody is distressed. Why to increase that distress by aggravating them with this? That's what Vidur is suggesting here. So with that, let's go into the next verse. So from 14 to 17, Vidur's purpose of staying in Hastinapur. So did Vidur come back saying that, oh, it's too difficult to live in the forest. I don't get proper food. There is no shelter. Let me go to Hastinapur, take some time, vacation. I'll go there. Did he come for that? No, he did not come for that. Right? He was already renounced. He had no interest in worldly pleasures after meeting Maitreya Muni. He had no interest. But he came back to enlighten. Enlighten who? Dhritarashtra. Right? So very wonderful points are there in this. So let us recite these words together. And then we go. So Vidur stayed there respectfully, with respect, not with an authority. Oh, I am your uncle, you have to treat me, as uncle. No, nothing of that sort. He just stayed nicely. And no expectation in return. Whichever way Yudhishthira Maharaj was keeping, he was very happy with that. That's why he stayed there. And purpose of to benefit Dhritarashtra, who was blind both materially and spiritually. He had no vision at all. That's what to do in life. Whole life he was so greedy, so much attached to this material life, despite being blind, that he was not able to see that the death is approaching and what is he doing? He has no idea what to do. So Vidur came. Out of compassion he came to enlighten his elder brother. Okay. So likewise, we know that sannyasis also go to the Grihastha's home. Sannyasi has no business to come to Grihastha's home. They can do their bhajan very nicely. But why do they come? They come so that we get some mercy. We get to understand what we should do, how to live life, what is the goal of life, what is the purpose of life. These all will know when they come and talk to us. Otherwise, they have no business. They are happy in their life. They have no problem. Like, and how long they stay? They stay for, in Shastra it mentioned, they stay at Grihastha's home only for the time it takes to milk a cow. So when you milk a cow, which takes what, 20-25 minutes at max, only that much time they stay. Take some prasad and go back. That's it. And they came to deliver, they came to give message. Like example comes in the fourth canto, yes. Ajamil's story. What happens to Ajamil? Ajamil was connected to another woman and he had a child. His wife was about to deliver a child, and some brahmanas come from other city and they say, okay, we want to live in this village. So can you suggest some good brahman who's living in this home, in this village, and we would like to stay in their home? And all the villagers, they said, let's chastise this Ajamil. Let's send him to his home. So they say, yes, there is one nice brahman. Please go and stay his home. And this brahmana had no idea who Ajamil is. So they went. And they went there and they saw this house is not a great place. But because now they have come, they stayed. And Ajamil served whatever way that he could. And then Ajamil was telling that what should I do with my child? He says, give him name Narayan. Just because of that association that Ajamil got with the sadhus, he was saved from a great calamity of going to hell. Right? Because at the time of death, who he remembered? His son, not Narayan. Narayan Vaikunta said, this is my original name. So he's calling me, not this Narayan. He got the name after me. So I am the original. When he called, he said, okay, I will come. So he sent his dutas there. So we can see how much benefit we get when we have some sadhu coming in our home. Or even we go and meet sadhu, because every time sadhu may not come in our home, but at least we should go and meet. Whenever sadhu is here, we should go and meet them. Right? So that is what it is being told. So let us read this verse. Kanchit kalam athavatsit satkrito devavat sukham Bhratur Jyeshthasya Sreyaskrit Sarvesam Sukham Avahan. Yes, Kavish, can you please read the translation? So all the translation purported by our beloved Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada ki. Yes, Kavish.
sanctify his brother, and in this way bring happiness to all the others. Thank you.
Hare. So here Prabhupada writes in the purport. Some very nice points are there. So we'll read that. And there are some. Huh? Yes, Mangalacharan. We forgot Mangalacharan. Thank you for the reminder. So normally what they do, they read the purport and then they Mangalacharan. So let's do it that way. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachyatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, in the purport, Prabhupada writes some very nice points. And we should try to understand, because Prabhupada writes purport not just from his realization, but he also takes tika given by different acharyas. So these purports, like if you read, then we are reading multiple acharyas' commentaries on these verses. So it's very profound. And there's one important point comes up later in this purport, which we'll elaborate. So here Prabhupada writes in the purport that Mahatma Vidur had already adopted the renounced order of life, and therefore he did not return to his paternal palace to enjoy some material comfort. He did not come. That okay, let's go home and enjoy some time. No. He accepted out of his own mercy. This is important. His own mercy. When the sannyasis, when any great soul comes in our home, it is out of their mercy on us. That okay, let me go to their home. Let me give them mercy. Right? For that their reason they come. Therefore, we should be very careful when sadhus come, we have to treat them very nicely. So that mercy comes more and more. We should be very careful when they come in. We should treat them nicely. Right? These qualities we have to cultivate as a Vaishnava. He accepted out of his own mercy what was offered to him by Maharaj Yudhishthir. But the purpose of living in the palace was to deliver his elder brother, Dhritarashtra. So he came to deliver his brother Dhritarashtra, because Dhritarashtra had no idea what to do in their life. Whole life, he was completely attached to the material enjoyment. Fully attached to the material enjoyment. And he had so much harboring so much envy and hatred towards Pandavas, who are the great devotees of Lord Krishna, that he had no compassion towards them. That is his life. If you see Dhritarashtra's life, it's like that. Who was too much materially attached. Dhritarashtra lost all his state and descendants in the fight with Maharaj Yudhishthir, and still, due to his sense of helplessness, he did not feel ashamed to accept the charity and hospitality of Maharaj Yudhishthir. He was so shameful that he was accepting. He was not even feeling shameful. He's giving me like a charity. I have no business to stay here. His whole entire family was gone, but he was staying there, getting the remnants given by Yudhishthir Maharaj. So it's such a degraded life he was living, right? Then further Prabhupada writes that Dhritarashtra lost all his state and descendants in the fight with Maharaj Yudhishthir, and still, due to his helplessness, he stayed there. On the part of Maharaj Yudhishthir, it was quite in order to maintain his uncle in a befitting manner. But acceptance of such maintenance hospitality by Dhritarashtra was not at all desirable. So when we are as a child of like Dhritarashtra and Yudhishthir, they are like a parent because he is uncle. So he was taking care of Dhritarashtra out of his duty, that I have to take care. He's old, he's blind. Where will he go? I have to take care of him. So out of compassion, duty bound, he was doing all this. This is fine. From Yudhishthir Maharaj, it is perfectly correct. But for Dhritarashtra, it was wrong to take this service. He has no business to stay there. It is not desirable, he says. Prabhupada says it. He accepted it because he thought that there was no alternative. See, many times in our life, until we find some option, we find there is no alternative. Somebody tells, hey, you should have done this. Or then we say, oh, yeah, there is an option too. I could have done this. Many times the solution is there, options are available, but we are not able to find that. Can you, I think light is going through. Can you move the blinds a little bit? I think in case move pe ja raha hai. No, it is okay. It's not really all right. तो फिर इधर उधर करना पड़ेगा, इधर में हाथ भी मूव करोगे. It's easy to hold it like this. So Vidur particularly came to enlighten Dhritarashtra and to give him lift to the highest status of spiritual cognition. Now, this is what Prabhupada is. Very important point. Please listen carefully. Prabhupada's points are profound points. Prabhupada says, it is the duty of enlightened souls to deliver the fallen ones. And Vidur came for that reason. It is a duty, meaning that if we have knowledge, then it is our responsibility to give that knowledge to others for benefit of them. We cannot keep knowledge with us. It is not correct thing to do. If you know, if you found something good, what we should do? We should immediately share. That this I know, please come. Please read Bhagavad Gita. I have read, I like it. You will also get taste. Give them this knowledge. It is so important. So that's what Prabhupada is saying here. But talks of spiritual enlightenment are so refreshing that while instructing Dhritarashtra, Vidur attracted attention of all the members of the family. And all of them took pleasure in hearing him patiently. So when Dhritarashtra was Vidur was instructing Dhritarashtra, everybody thought this is such a useful thing. Let me also go and listen. So Kunti Devi, Pandava, everybody came there. And they all were listening attentively. How wonderful it is. So therefore, when we have a spiritual program, we should come and listen. Everybody should sit together and listen. We should have a hankering for listening. That I want to listen. The day we don't listen something, we should feel like, today I did not do something. My bhajan was not good. Certain angas of bhakti should be done every day. Every day. All the 9 angas we can do every day, in fact. If we plan in a proper way. Then all of them can be done every day. So, Prabhupada writes, and this is what I want to read this. So, who will read? Akshat, can you please read the highlighted one, beta?
the condition, so I can continuously remain in the perfect status of meditation.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So here is what Prabhupada says, that this is the way of spiritual realization. First is listening. Like, because this is the only sense that keeps working round the clock. Other senses go shut down, but ears always are active. Like in the night when we are sleeping, eyes are closed, we can't see. But if we hear some noise, which is the first sense to activate? Ear. And from there, other senses begin to become active. So therefore, hearing is the most potent. And therefore, even the first anga of bhakti is also Shravanam. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. First is hearing, then chanting, then remembering. In fact, there is an analogy. A child who is deaf, can the child speak? Yes. How many say yes? No, there is no right wrong answer. We are discussing. Okay, so don't feel, oh, no marks are given. Somebody who is deaf, can he speak? Yes, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. So some are saying yes. How many of you feel that he cannot speak? How many of you are saying he cannot speak? And some are saying, I don't know. Okay, that is also answered. So, deaf child is mute. Because a child has never heard a sound. So what he is going to reproduce? A child who is deaf is mute also. He has a capability. The voice is not a problem. The child can speak. But he cannot because you have never heard. So therefore hearing is required. If we hear, then we can tell someone. If you hear, if you have read Bhagavad Gita, then or heard Bhagavad Gita, then we can tell somebody else, right? How will we tell? If he asks someone to speak on quantum computing, if you have not heard about it, can we speak? No. It's difficult, right? We have never heard about it. I don't know what is it. So, therefore, hearing has been given such a high importance, dear devotees, that we have to listen. Listen to Srila Prabhupada's lectures. Listen to our Guru's lectures. Every day, there should be listening. This is important. Because Prabhupada's voice is transcendental. It is not like normal, ordinary voice like what I am speaking. When we hear Prabhupada's lecture, when we hear his voice every day, we'll get enlightenment. Because the pure sound is going, pure sound vibration is coming in our ears. Look at what happened at Tompkins Park. Prabhupada is Prabhupada's voice very melodious? No. Now we respect that voice, but if you are hearing such person, what is this bhajan going on? You are just singing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's it he was doing at Tompkins Park. And he attracted so many people. And from there the explosion happened. Just because that was a transcendental voice, everybody got attracted. If he go and speak in Tompkins Park, nobody will come. Only those drug addicts and all who are roaming around, they will be there. But Prabhupada attracted so many people because his voice is transcendental. It's not an ordinary voice. Therefore, listening to his lecture is so important. In fact, there is a devotee in Mumbai. He listens to Srila Prabhupada's lecture every day. And not one, multiple. Because Prabhupada lectures are short. If you hear, 25, 30 minutes. Hardly some long lecture, but normally this short lectures are there. So he is a businessman. So he chants 8 rounds, then he listens to one lecture, then again chants 8 rounds, then he listens one more lecture, then he goes for business. When he has got some time, he will listen to again lecture. So he heard so many lectures, Prabhupada, and he knows now what Prabhupada said in which lecture. So once our Guru Maharaj, his own name is Radhana Swami Maharaj, was giving lecture, and he gave some reference of Srila Prabhupada's lecture. He says, it is in, Prabhupada said this, and then he was not able to recollect in which lecture he said. Prabhupada told one of the devotees, can you please call up that devotee and ask him? And they called. And on the phone he says, yes, Maharaj, I will send that lecture. I know it's in this lecture. Now, just by hearing continuously, how much purification happens? How much understanding comes? So, we should have that hankering for listening to classes, hankering to listen something, not mundane music and mundane discussions and all that. Anyway, we had so much. Now it's time to listen to these things, right? So, therefore, it is mentioned here that how it can happen. And yeah, we should be very respectful as we spoke earlier. And okay. So let's go to next verse. Verse number. Yeah, this is like mute child. The deaf child cannot speak, though they have a capability. Their organs are perfectly fine, but they cannot speak because they have not heard the sound. Very difficult. There are therapies available nowadays where they can do it, but it's very difficult. So now, in the next verse, the identity of Vidur is getting revealed, that who is he? And then there are some very nice points which are made by Srila Prabhupada. So we'll see this. Abhibhrat Aryamadandam Yathavat Agakarishu Yavat Dadhar Shadrutvam Shudratvam Shapad Shatam Yamaha. Hare Krishna. Okay, everybody? Okay. Yes, Mahi, can you please read better? Manduka. Areyama. Committed. Very nice. Haribo. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So, we know, I mean, we discussed this before beginning this verses, but who is Vidur? Everybody knows? Yamaraj. He is Yamaraj, right? And he was cursed by Manduke Muni, right? We know that he did this action. And then he was given this punishment. Now, Prabhupada has some fantastic points here. That sometimes how the curse is so beneficial. Sometimes I feel like, when the child is chastised by parent, child feel, what is happening? My parent is not good. Right? But later on they realize, no, good, my parent told me like this. They feel happy that yes, I'm happy my father told me not to do this. My mother told me do this, right? They feel happy because at that time they don't have understanding. Similar thing, when the curse comes upon, we feel, oh, the curse has come. But how the curse becomes a benefit, that's what is happening here. So, in Purport Prabhupada writes, Vidur, born in the womb of Shudra woman, was forbidden even to be a party of royal heritage along with his brother Dhritarashtra and Pandu. Now, because he was born from a maid servant, Ambika's maid servant he was born, right? Though it was Vyasdev's son, he was born from a Shudrani. So, therefore, he was a Shudra. So, now the question is being raised that if a Shudra is there, how can he preach a Kshatriya who is in the upper level, right, of the Varnashram Dharma? How can he preach? Why he can preach? Anybody has a reason? Because of his knowledge, okay? Anything else? There are many reasons which comes here. But we'll see that.
He is awakened, Prabhu.
Yes. Yes, awakened means yes, he has a knowledge, so he is enlightened and he is speaking from that. Correct, Narenji. Yes, very right. So Naren Mohanji is saying, so I think the same points coming up. But yes, so let's see in the Purport Prabhupada writes. Very nice points are there. So Prabhupada writes, the first he puts a question, then how could he occupy the post of preacher to instruct such a learned king and Kshatriya as Dhritarashtra and Maharaj Yudhishthira? How can he preach? So Prabhupada writes, the first answer is that even though it is accepted that he was Shudra by birth, because he renounced the world for spiritual enlightenment by the authority of Rishi Maitreya and was thoroughly educated by him in transcendental knowledge, he was quite competent to occupy the post of an acharya, a spiritual preceptor. Because he had enlightened. Therefore, it is important that we should not think that I'm learning from somebody who may be younger than us, but he is enlightened. Like if you see Amrenda Prabhu, just 30 years. Or Gaurang Darshan Prabhu came, he is also 30 plus something. So young. But we have to listen to them because they are enlightened. They are doing so much preaching. They are like Mahabhagavat, walking Bhagavat. So listening from them should not be an issue at all. They may be younger. Some are born in a Shudra family, but they have so much knowledge. Right? So they can preach. Absolutely no problem. As long as they have a spiritual enlightenment. So that's one reason. In fact, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the shloka comes. We have read this verse in our reading. So let's read this verse together. Kiba vipra kiba nyasi shudra ke nehai. Yei Krishna tattva vetta sei guru hai. Yes, Sandeep Prabhu, can you read translation?
Whether one is a Brahmana, a sannyasi, or a Shudra, regardless of what he is, he can become a spiritual master if he knows the signs of Pushpi.
How wonderful it is. In fact, it reminds me of one scene which happened with Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada went to Paris. He went to Paris. And the temple president, Hari Vilas Prabhu, he went to welcome him. And then there was a program which was kept for Srila Prabhupada. He came for the first time. So he invited the dignitaries of the cities, like, including the mayor of the Paris, and so many high qualified people were invited because Prabhupada is going to speak. So they invited. And they arranged Vyasasan for Srila Prabhupada. It was very opulent Vyasasan, because Prabhupada sitting in a very nice chair. So some of the people in the France, they didn't like all this thing. They say, oh, who are these people who are coming and preaching all of us? They didn't like, so they like boo, all they do, then they don't like something, they did all this booing and all that. And when Prabhupada started speaking, one of them, stood up and shouted, why are you occupying such seat? When our leaders are sitting on these ordinary chairs, he told Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada told him very nicely, you can also occupy this chair. Just that you need to know the science of Krishna consciousness. Then you can sit on this chair and talk. It's such a simple thing he told. So what it means that anybody can become a preacher. Anybody can speak as long as one has a realized knowledge or one has read the science of this knowledge. Then we can speak. Such a simple thing. That means all of us can be a preacher. We can talk. Because we have been coming to Bhakti Vrksha for so many. You should have your own small group by now where you can talk. And just read. It's not that we have to discuss. Just read from this. This is what it is. And if there are questions, we can go out to Adigar Prabhu, Amrenda Prabhu. We can reach out to them. And it's not that we have to have 20 people. Start with 2, 3. Bring your neighbors. Start discussing which is convenient to you and them. Every day or once in a week, half an hour. You will see this is how the Krishna consciousness spreads. This is how Krishna consciousness has spread in Middle East also, where you cannot preach actually openly, but they do it secretly. So it's like that. So yeah, we all have to, as we start, because when Prabhupada started this movement, all these devotees who took shelter of Srila Prabhupada, they all knew. They had hardly read a whole Bhagavad Gita and all that. But he said, you read one chapter, you go and preach, you go and talk. He will send people to even countries. Now you go and set up temple there. And say, Prabhupada, how will I do it? Prabhupada said, no, you go and do it. Prabhupada empowered them. So point is that when we have some knowledge, we should start sharing. We should become a preacher in a small way. Where preacher means just bringing them into Krishna, giving them a knowledge that, hey, please come here. Please come to the temple. We have Rath Yatra. Oh, we have Daichera festival. Oh, we have mango festival coming up on Sunday. Please come. A lot of mangoes will be there. Right? So all of you, please come. There's a mango festival. Thousands of mangoes will be there. And please bring one mango box also. Huh? Then you get. So you can bring, it's very nice. So therefore, anybody can become preach as long as he has realized Krishna. As long as we should know who Krishna is. We should know what Krishna's message are and then speak as it is. We don't have to add our own thing. What I'm doing, I'm just reading from here only. I'm putting those purport as it is. No personal language, because that is not authority. Authority is, I am no authorized. Srila Prabhupada is authorized. So we are just reading his discussions. Right? And Prabhupada put the same thing in a normal English language. I just converted it into these words also from the scripture only. No personal thing. So we all can do like this. Just talk to whoever you meet. You can just talk about this. So, and further Prabhupada writes, so one was this, like anybody can become preacher as long as he is a realized knowledge. Next point. Prabhupada said, according to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, anyone who is conversant in the transcendental knowledge or the science of Godhead, be a Brahmana, Shudra, householder, sannyasi, is eligible to become a spiritual master. So this is what it is. Even in the ordinary moral codes, there is no harm in taking lessons from a person who may be by birth less than a Shudra. So if somebody has a knowledge, then we should not feel ashamed in learning from them. People say, no, I will only learn from some scholar person and all that. Then we have to wait for that. But if the knowledge is coming from whoever it is, it can be a child who has a knowledge. There are so many children in America who knows Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam so well. There is a one child in North Carolina. He is what, 15 years, 14, 15? He is a Brahman Dikshit child. 2 Dikshas already happened at that age. And he knows Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and so wonderful at that age. Because past life Sukriti is there and he has been born in a nice family, so he become extraordinarily advanced at that age. So there are many like that. So if you have to learn from him, no problem. Why should we worry about it, right? It's about the knowledge. It's not about age and what caste and what ashram he is into. We should not worry about that. So this is the one part of the answer. This is one part. What is next answer? This is very interesting part. Next answer is very good. The other is that Vidur was not actually a Shudra. So Vidur was born in Shudra. So why he is not Shudra? Prabhupada, he is not a Shudra. Why?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
No, Vyasa's son is fine, but that is all. But who is he actually? Yamraj. Who is Yamraj? He is Mahajan. He is 12 Mahajan. One of the Mahajan is Yamraj. So he is coming from there. So he is Mahajan. So he is not actually a Shudra. He was cursed to become a Shudra for 100 years. Okay, you go and become Shudra 100 years. Actually, it was like this. Yamraj, and Prabhupada writes this in the purport, See here. And this is very interesting because this is like, nectar Prabhupada writes. Prabhupada says that Yamraj is always busy in the Plutonic kingdom punishing the doers of sinful acts. And as we know, Yamraj is deputed by the Lord to a particular planet some hundreds of thousands of miles away from the planet of Earth to take away the corrupt souls after death and convict them in accordance with their respective sinful activities. And we know that in this world, there are more sinful people than the pious people. Right? It is more. So he's more busy. He's busier. Like we all have sometimes weekend work, deployment on weekend. Yamraj is busy 24/7. He's running his factory. So he has no time. He is a Mahajan. What is the purpose of Mahajan? Mahajan should preach. But is Yamraj able to preach? No. He is not preaching those who goes to hell. He immediately says, okay, your punishment. Police will not give them a moral conduct when some culprit comes into the jail. They say, okay, put him to jail. What is his sin? Okay, put him here. Like that. That's it. No preaching. Preaching can happen outside, not here, once he comes. So in the hell they come, Yamaraj is busy giving them punishment. So he has no time to preach. So he's thinking, I know Krishna consciousness, but I have no time to preach. When can I get time? So he was praying that I should also go and preach. So Krishna knows Antaryami. He said, okay, you want to preach? Let's create a scene. So that's how the Yamaraj got this curse. Saying, okay, you go to earthly planet, live for 100 years, and then come back. So now he came here, and what a good fortune of Yamaraj that Krishna doesn't go to hell. And Yamaraj cannot come out because he is so busy. But because he became Shudra, he was able to take part in the Krishna Leela. Isn't it? Krishna came to his home to eat bananas without inviting. What a fortune that Yamaraj has got. That Krishna came. He was able to see Krishna face to face in Mahabharata. So we can see that curse that was given to Yamaraj was become a boon, actually blessing. Isn't it? So sometimes we feel, oh, this is this, what is this curse has come on me? But actually, if you see in the long run, it's actually beneficial. It's a benefit. It's like a lottery. Just imagine, that, okay, Vikas Prabhu, let's go. Tomorrow you have to serve some Maharaj. Okay, chalo, let's go. What a fortune. You pick up a Maharaj from the temple or from the airport. What a great fortune. Isn't it? Maybe you have to go at 4 o'clock, but that's okay. You will feel so joyful. From where such an opportunity just struck on us? So it's like that. Yamaraj got this opportunity. Otherwise, he's busy in the hell. What can he do? He cannot come out also. So he was able to come out. And that's how it came. So here further Prabhupada writes that Lord, here, Prabhupada writes, but he wanted to preach the glories of the Lord, and therefore, by the will of the Lord, he was cursed by Manduk Muni to come into the world in the incarnation of Vidur and work very hard as a great devotee. So this is the important point. We have to work very hard as a devotee. We cannot be sitting in one place and doing bhajan and all that. We have to work hard. Work hard means in our sadhana also we have to work hard. We have to find time to do our sadhana nicely. We have to read, we have to listen, we have to chant, we have to associate with the devotees. We have to do archana. All these things are important. Everything is important. And we must find time. It becomes sometimes overwhelming. But we have to pray that please, Krishna, just pray to Krishna. When the life becomes very hard, when we don't find time to do bhajan very nicely, we have to go and take shelter. That Krishna, I am not able to chant in Brahma Murta. Please help me. I am not able to read Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam every day. Please help me. I am not able to listen a lecture because there is so much work in the office. Big project, complexities were there. What can I do? Please help me. Prayer works, dear devotees. We have to pray to Krishna. Sometimes we feel it's Antaryami, everything is known to him, but at least talk to them. Tell Krishna, Krishna, please help me. And Krishna learns every language. You speak in your native language, Bengali, Gujarati, Hindi, Marathi, whatever you know. Tamil, Telugu, just speak. Krishna will understand. But we have to pray to Krishna that please give me this. And then things will happen. So here, further Prabhupada writes, such a devotee is neither Shudra or a Brahman. So when we work hard, we are na Shudra, na Brahman, na Kshatriya. So the very wonderful verse comes. So let's read this. This is a verse which is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, but it is actually written by Rupa Goswami in a Padyavali. But let's read this. Naham vipro na cha narapatir na api vaishyo na shudro patir na api vaishyo na shudro naham varni na cha gruhapatir no vanastho yatirva patir no vanastho yatirva Kintu prodyan nikhila paramananda purno mrutabder. Gopi Bhartur Pada Kamalayor Dasa Dasa Anudasa. Hare Krishna. Yes, Majay, can you please?
One of the sannyasi. I identify myself only as the servant of the servant, the devotees, feet of Lord Sri Krishna, the maintainer of the gopis. He is like an ocean of nectar, and he is the cause of universal transcendental bliss. He is always existing with brilliance.
Hare Krishna. So what is our position? Our position is Das Dasanu Das. We are the servant of the servant of the servant. Meaning taking very humble position in the world, in the life. We may have knowledge, but still we are the lowest. That's how we should go. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, only if you are humble than blade of glass and tolerant as tree, then the bhakti will come. These two characteristics are so important to cultivate in our life. Because the moment we have some superior position, we have some wealth, we have some greatness, immediately what happens? People get puffed up. Right? Immediately. There is an arrogance. Arey, what is this? I am this person. Like that, it happens naturally. But despite that, if he become Das Dasanu Das, means very humble position, then bhakti will come very quickly. It will attract. Because bhakti likes these kind of things. If you see all the positions, if you see the different characters that are described, devotee's life which is described in Bhagavatam, all of them are very humble. Parikshit Maharaj cursed, no reason. He could counter curse. He can nullify the curse. Did not do it. He accepted as the will of the Lord and just moved on. And what he gain? He was able to get Krishna. In 7 days, he heard Bhagavatam. And he narrated back to her mother also. That became Brihad Bhagavatam. So you can imagine how great fortune he has. So we have to take that position of extremely humble person. And then things can happen in our life. So further Prabhupada writes, when Yamaraj thus incarnated himself as Vidur, his post was officiated by Ariyama. So obviously, so now from here we know that all the devatas, it's a position, which is like, cabinet minister. Minister come and go, the parliament keeps running. Same thing here. Krishna's world keeps running, but everybody changes. Brahma changes, Indra changes, everybody position are changed. So when Yamaraj came here, 100 years, somebody has to run the cabinet, right? So Ariyama was son of Diti. So there are 12 what do you call? Adityas, 12 Adityas. So he is one of the Adityas. Indra is also Aditya. So there are 12 Adityas. So he took that position for 100 years. He was the son of Aditi. And so who is the son of Diti? All the Daityas. Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, they are Diti's son. So they are Daityas. And Aditi's son are Adityas. Like that. Right? So Prabhupada writes in the conclusion that the conclusion is that Vidur was never a Shudra, but was greater than the purest type of Brahman. Because he is Mahajan. Just because he took birth as a Shudra doesn't become, his position doesn't become lower. His position doesn't become lower. Right? So that's why he was able to preach. Right? So we should all go and talk about Prabhupada mission to our neighbors, our friends, our office colleagues, and see we can bring one soul into this life. It's like, because Prabhupada writes, his Gurudev Bhakti Siddhanta Sarvi Thakur writes that even by reading my work, if I am able to cultivate one pure devotee, my work is fulfilled. Can you imagine? They are writing such an humble position. Great soul, and they have delivered so many devotees and people, but they are saying one person. That is their position. So we all can talk and take one position, one person, right? So talk to devotees, talk to people around your houses, in your office, and see if you can spread this Krishna consciousness. Very important. Okay, so then further, let's see what says in the verse number 16. Yudhishthiro labdharajyo draštva pautram kulandharam Praturbilok palabher Mumude parayashriya. Yes, Bilasu, can you read?
The noble condition of the family. Existed, right, peacefully and enjoyed some opulence in cooperation with his younger brother, who were all expert administrators to the common people.
Hare Krishna. So here are some points about Srila Yudhishthira Maharaj in the intervention. So let's read the purport. This is a very important purport for all of us. All the sadhakas, this is an extremely important purport. So there's a short purport, but there is a very deep message which is given by Srila Prabhupada. So let us read this and pay attention. Both Maharaj Yudhishthira and Arjun were unhappy from the beginning of the battle Kurukshetra. But even though they were unwilling to kill their own men in the fight, it had to be done as a matter of duty, for it was planned by the supreme will of Lord Shri Krishna. So this is an extremely important message. Please understand this. What message has been given here? We have to do something that we don't like, something which is against our will, but it is being told to us by our Guru or by Krishna. So when Krishna is not here, Krishna is here, but we can't see him. But Guru is a representative of Krishna, our Guru. So when Guru says something, that means we have to do that. We may not like it, but we have to do it. Now, this sometimes is difficult because our ego comes in. I also want to do it. I want to do service, but in my way, not your way. That's how normally people want to serve. Whenever it is convenient, we will try to serve. Prabhuji, 2 o'clock airport jana hai. No, Prabhuji, it's too early. 8 o'clock, yes, I will go. Noon, perfect, Prabhuji, I'll go there. That's the perfect time. Because that is most convenient. No, if the service is there, we have to take it. Sometimes we say, I want to do service. And say, okay, kitchen majo, please clean the pots. He said, no, it's too much. I have to go. No, we have to do service, whichever comes in order. So here, let's understand this point. Because if Guru tells something, then we are expecting the answer that we want to hear. Most of the time, we ask question with answer in mind, and we want to say, just put a stamp, Gurudev, Kripa karo. Put the stamp means, you tell me what is in my mind, and I will do it. Then I am happy. Oh, Gurudev told me, so I am doing it. But that is not correct. Right? We should be very open-minded, and we should be ready to listen and take instruction as it is told by the Guru, not something that comes up in our mind. So here this point is important. So now let's questions. Okay? Please give examples from scriptures that where the devotee wanted to do something else, but because he is superior, the Guru told him to do something and they did something opposite than what they actually wanted to do. Answer the question? No? Okay, let me ask again. Please tell me the names of the devotee from scripture where they wanted to do something, but because the superior told him to do something different, they followed that path. They did not do what was there in their mind. So please give examples. We have so many names which will come up. I have a slide, but I want to see what is there because yes, Arjun, correct, because Arjun he says Karpanya dosho pahata sabhava. He says, no, I cannot fight. Then he says, in the last chapter, he says, Krishna, whatever it is, I will do it. He surrenders. Whatever it is, I will do it. So, yes, he is correct. So Arjun is the correct answer. What is next? No, you have to give me reason what Dhruv Maharaj did. He wanted to. So he wanted a bigger kingdom. No, that is not here. He had there is another Dhruv Maharaj pastime which comes later. That you can share. Dhruv Maharaj is correct, but not for this reason. No, that is okay. But the main reason is that Dhruv Maharaj was killing yakshas. When his brother Uttama was killed by one yaksha, and he was like killing so many yaksha, and then Swayambhu Manu had to come, his grandfather, and say, please stop this. Don't do this. I know you are angry, but you are not supposed to kill so many for fault of one yaksha. So he said, okay, I'll stop it. So he stopped that. So that can come here. Okay, what else? Draupadi? Okay, what happened to Draupadi? Kunti said to share. Yeah, that can come, okay, is because of, yeah, okay. Okay, what else? Yeah, that's a listening to. It's not like he did not want to get pacified. He was definitely getting pacified. But give me something which is really, where they really wanted to do something. A devotee. There are so many examples. I know many examples will come from Chaitanya Charitamrita, which we have not read yet. And we are still in the journey. So may not be known. But Prabhupada was not ready to take sannyas. He was not ready to take sannyas. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, his Guru Maharaj, came in his dreams many times. And though he was not willing, by hearing his Guru Maharaj in the dream, he said, okay, now I will take sannyas. So he took sannyas against his own will at that time. Right? Okay, what else? Anybody knows Prithu Maharaj story? Maharaj, no? So Prithu Maharaj was doing Ashwamedh Yagyas. He did 99 Yagyas. If he does 100, he becomes Indra. Indra got bewildered. He said, no, this is not correct. And he came to stole the Ashwamedh Yagya. And Prithu Maharaj wanted to fight with him. Brahmaji came and said, no, please stop. Your 99 is greater than his 100, so don't do it. And he stopped. Because Brahmaji came and told him and he stopped. Though he wanted to do Yagya, he stopped it. So that is one example. Yes, other? When Krishna goes to Mathura, what happens? Some example from there? Who he meets when he goes to Mathura? At least name you should know.
Kubja.
Kubja, okay. So Kubja, what was that?
If we go to Kamsa, he served.
Yes. She was working against her will. The perfume which was made for Kamsa, she was telling, she gave it to Krishna because Krishna requested, can I get this? And he gave it to her. She gave it to her. Despite she had a fear of getting killed. If Kansa comes to know that you are given to someone who I'm fearing all the time, Kansa will kill Kubja. But still she went and gave. So yes, Kubja is right because Krishna requested and she gave. Okay, Kubja. What else? In Kurukshetra, also there was one example which happened apart from Arjun. Somebody obeyed Krishna. No? No. Yudhishthira Maharaj, like he was told to tell lie. You say Ashwasthama is killed. Please say that. So he said that. So he was not willing, he said finally. He said something. So many other comes from Chaitanya Charitamrita, like, for example, Jayadev Goswami. We heard about his pastime some time ago. So Jayadev Goswami wanted to be brahmachari all his life. But then Lord Jagannath came in his dream and said, you please get married. Enter Grihastha Ashram. So he entered Grihastha Ashram on the request of Lord Jagannath. So that's what it is. Then Sanatan Goswami wanted to commit a suicide in front of the cartwheel, Raghunath Rath. And Mahaprabhu said, no, you cannot give, this body belongs to me. It is not your body. So you cannot. So he was stopped from doing that. Then Gopal Bhatta, like we are reading in Madhya Lila, we saw that when Mahaprabhu goes to Srirangam, he stays with the Brahman. And then Gopal Bhatta Goswami, because he stayed 4 months, the Gopal Bhatta was very young at that time. He says, I will also come with you. I'll become sannyasi and be with you. He said, no. You stay with your parent. Take care of your parent first. And then you come after taking care of that. Same thing happened with Raghunath Das Goswami also. Raghunath Das Goswami came and ran away from his home. He said, Mahaprabhu, I am yours. Please take me in your shelter. He said, no. You please serve your parents first. Then you come back. So all these great devotees, they had a desire to do something on their own. But when Mahaprabhu, when the great soul told them, they said, okay, we'll do what is being told to us. Similarly, Gadadhar Pandit, when Mahaprabhu was going for South India Yatra, he said, who will be I with? I also want to come. No, you stay here in Jagannath Puri and serve Tota Gopinath. Don't come with me. So he stayed there, though he did not want to stay there. But Mahaprabhu told him, he stayed there. So like that, we have so many. Nityanand Prabhu was brahmachari. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him to become grihastha so that he can preach. So he entered grihastha on the request of Mahaprabhu. So these are the names that we just heard, like that. Priyavrat Maharaj also. Priyavrat Maharaj was, he's the son of Swayambhu Manu. He also wanted to remain brahmachari. Swayambhu Manu said, no, we are here to create progenies, to create population in the world, otherwise you will be barren. So you become grihastha. He said, no, I am not. Narad Muni came and preached him. You remain brahmachari only. So there are two Mahajan, both are Mahajan. Swayambhu Manu is also Mahajan, Narad Muni is also Mahajan. What to do? Third Mahajan has to come, Brahmaji. And Brahma said, okay, no, please enter grihastha ashram. So against his will, he entered grihastha. So like that we can see examples where these are very extreme things. Like, you don't want to get married. Somebody said, no, you get married because I am telling the reason. So we can see some condition where they follow the instruction of their spiritual master. Huh? No, that was Rupa Goswami. Yeah. Yes. So like that, we can see so many examples are there. If you read, more example will come. So, huh? They have to release that. Correct. So many examples will come. And that is what it is. And this is what is teaching for us. These are not just names. We should take the essence from this. What is the essence? That when an instruction is given to us, then we should follow it. Because when we follow what we do, we please our Guru. By their mercy is what we are going to get bhakti. On our own, if we are thinking that we will get bhakti, then it's a big mistake. On our own strength, it is not possible. We need a kripa, we need a mercy. All the bhakti that we are getting is because we have some mercy, something we have done and we got some mercy, and that's why we are getting association. Otherwise, it is not possible. Without mercy, it is very difficult for us to even hold Bhagavad Gita. We think that I have money and I can buy. No, it is not like that. The spiritual science works very differently than material world. So, on our own, it is not possible. So, we need to get this thing here. Okay, so let's go to next verse number 17. So, now we are talking about power of insurmountable time. Insurmountable means something that we cannot conquer. Something we cannot defeat it. That is insurmountable. And as you know, time is absolutely, it just goes, means finished. Right? A moment gone cannot be never captured. Right? So let us read this verse, try to understand what Prabhupada is telling here. एवं गृहेषु सक्तानां प्रमत्तानां तदीहया अत्यक्रमाद अविज्ञातः कालपरं दुस्तरः. Yes, right. Can you please read? You can. Yeah. Thing. Yeah. Hold on. We have to fix this. Give me. Somebody's feeling that. Will. You have phone? Yeah, please read that. Thank you.
And I'm always engrossed in the.
Thank you. Thank you, Mani. So this is such an important point here. Prabhupada writes in the translation that insurmountable time, the time that we cannot conquer, overcomes those who are attached too much in the material life. Too much. So I'll tell one story. Have you heard the story of Kailash and Narad Muni? How many of you have heard this story? Kailash and Narad Muni. Okay, so there was a child was to be born like a Kailash. Okay, so Narad Muni comes and says, let me deliver one soul. Yeah, Narad Muni keeps roaming in the whole Brahmand and wants to deliver, to give mercy. So he comes and he goes to a home where a child is to be born. So he talks to the child. He says, what will you do when you come out of the womb, mother's womb? What will you do? He said, I will chant Krishna's name. He said, okay, good. Narad said, this is good. He is going to chant. Narad comes back after the child is born. And the child is busy playing and is going to school and doing nothing. He says, Hare, you're not chanting? You should be chanting the name of the Hari. Why are you doing? He said, no, I have to do my schooling. I have to do so much studies, so much assignment, work. What will I do? I have no time. He said, no, you find time. Please chant. He said, okay, I'll do. He comes after some time. Again, he has no time. He says, no, I'm getting married now. My marriage is fixed. So I will see afterward. But right now I'm so busy. I have no time to chant. Narad feels very disappointed that he's wasting his time. He's not even doing any bhakti. He's just engrossed in the full material life. So tells him, please chant. But he is not listening. Narad comes back after some time. And he says, okay, your marriage is over. So at least now you should. No, I just got a baby. So I will take care of the baby. When I have no time. The baby doesn't allow me to sleep in the night. So I have no time. I have to work, to take care and feed them. So Narad said, what is happening? He said, no, let me come again. He comes back after some time. The children have grown. He said, now at least you can chant because now the child are on their own. He said, no, they are just getting married. So I'm busy getting them married. I have no time to chant. And we say, what's happening? He's not understanding. The time is just taking him closer to the death, but he is not listening. So he takes him. Further, he comes back. He says, okay, now your children are married. But yeah, they are married, but I have to take care of my business because the children are very young and they don't know how to run the business. So I have to teach them. And they are not yet trained completely. He said, that's okay, you give them. No, how can I, such a big empire, what will happen if I give it to them? They are immature. Narad Muni is very disappointed, goes back again, comes back after some time. Now, Kailash is old and his children are taking care of the business. He says, okay, now you do something. He said, no, I have to take care of the home because they all go out in the factory and work and there's nobody in home. I have to take care of this home. Who will take care? Where is the time for chanting? I have no time to take care of this. And Muni is very disappointed. He goes again, comes back after some years and say, okay, where is Kailash? The children show the picture of Kailash. He is no more. Then we say, oh, Krishna, what happened? He didn't listen to me. I wish he had listened to me, at least chanted some names in this life. Nothing happened. And then suddenly a dog, yes. You know the story? Yes, very good. So he takes birth as a dog in the same house. And he starts barking at the Narad Muni. And Narad Muni can hear all the language. He can understand. He understands this Kailash. He said, Kailash, you have become a dog. Can you imagine? You have such a great life. You would have gone back to Krishna. But you are here in this world, become a dog. You have got a degraded life. What are you doing? He said, my children are careless. They don't know what to do, how to do. They leave the door open, gate open, and somebody can come. I am just here to protect this home so that nobody can take this wealth. Narada, come on. Now in this life also you are thinking like this? Please. He said, no, I have to take care because this was created by me. Somebody steals is not good. He said, you are no longer there. You are only a dog. He said, no, I have to protect it. And Narada Muni goes back disappointed. He says, okay, let me go and see what happened to the dog. He comes back after a few more years, 10 years and something. He says, where is the dog? Show another picture. The dog is no more. Now, Hare Krishna, what happened? He got degraded life now. I don't know what happened. Where is he gone? Suddenly he sees he's trying to go out. What he becomes now? Snake. So now he becomes snake. And as soon as the Narad Muni was going out of the house, he saw a big snake coming and hissing, shh, 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 like that. And Narad Muni said, understood, this is Kailash. He said, Kailash? He said, yes, I'm Kailash. He said, Kailash, what did you do? You're degrading your life. From human, you become dog to snake. You're degrading your life. What are you doing? He said, no, these children, they don't know. I'm just roaming around and nobody comes in our home. So I'm just taking around our home. He says, this is too much. Then Narad Muni goes inside and tells his son, do you know what is there near your house? He says, what? There's a big cobra snake. They'll bite your children. Please take care of him. And his own sons, comes out with the sticks. And they see, where is it? Hey, there. Immediately they start beating it, the snake, then beating to death. And the Kailash, Arey, it's me. Arey, your dad. What are you doing? All that. And they don't understand. He's saying they're hissing and they are hitting hard. And then he dies. So this is the life of materialistic people, where we are attached so much to our belongings, our family and all that we forget to do bhajan. And then what happens? One day, our fate is like this, that we have no time. That's what Prahlad Maharaj says, that we should start bhajan at a very early age. Very early age. The sooner we do, the better. So, Prabhupada writes here, very important point. And let's read this. So I'll say, it says, our duration of life is measured and no one is able to enhance it even by a second. We cannot. Our life is fixed. We cannot enhance even by 1 second. That is not possible. Okay. So let us read this point. Okay. So Vikasu, can you please read?
Such valuable time, especially for the human being, should be cautiously spent because even a second passed away imperceptibly cannot be replaced, even in exchange for thousands of golden coins amassed by art labor.
So we can see the moment is lost, can never be regained. We can say, oh, I couldn't do today, but tomorrow I'll do. But tomorrow time is gone, nah? Tomorrow we miss this. Tomorrow we could have chanted. But tomorrow there is no time. It's all going away. The life is just moving like a sand in our hand. It's just moving. And we are all going close to the death. Every moment. Even a newborn child, immediately as soon as the child is born, it is closer to the death, one day, closer to death, like that. But devotee is not feared of death. Because even devotee sees that death is Krishna's plan. So why should we worry? Devotees are never afraid of death. Never. They don't feel like I'm going to lose something. They only feel I'm going to get something better. So the fear comes in the mind when somebody has attachment to things in this world. My car, my home, my family, these attachments. This doesn't mean we don't have to take care of a family. That is our responsibility. As a Grihastha, we must bring up our children nicely. We must give them nice education. We must give them bhakti, give them the Krishna consciousness. This is our responsibility. We must take it. But by remaining detached. Right? So, here Prabhupada writes, they do not know, means the materialistic people, they do not know at all how to solve the problems of life, but become engrossed in temporary family affairs, not knowing the eternal time is passing away imperceptibly, and that their measured duration of life is diminishing every second without any solution to the big problems, namely repetition of birth and death, disease and old age. This is called illusion. If we are thinking like this, we are still in an illusion. We are trying to solve this small problem. The big problem is what? Repeated birth and death. This is a big problem. 8.4 million species are waiting for us. We can take any. The menu is spread out by Brahmaji. Yeah, I want to become a butterfly. Ah, okay, you become butterfly. Think of that at the time of death and we'll become that. But do we want to become like that? Human life is so precious. It is so precious. In human birth also, there are 8 billion people on this earth right now. Around that much, right? And then how many of them are doing bhajan? Taking Krishna's name, bhakti. Not even a 1%. We are the minority. The devotees are the minority in this world. That means it is so rare to get these kind of things. To get association with devotee, get to hold Bhagavad Gita, get to hold Bhagavatam and read them. Listen to Prabhupada, listen to the Harinam Sankirtan, able to chant. These are very rare things that we can get in this life. So we have to slowly make progress in this life. Otherwise, the life is just going like this. It's just, the clock is running every day. Clock is running every day. So it's a wake-up call that Vidur is giving to Dhritarashtra, and through Dhritarashtra he is teaching all of us that what is the goal of our life. In fact, when we have the next session, it is going to be a little intense because Dhritarashtra is being instructed. The direct instructions are given by Vidur. There are 7 verses in which he gives instructions. And for all the Grihasthas, that becomes extremely important for us to know that what we should do, how we should lead our life, what is the goal of life. Though it is being told several times in Bhagavad Gita and all that, but it's a wake-up call for everybody. Okay. So it's 8:40, so I think we'll do some kirtan. But next class, we'll be reading this verse 18 to 28. Vidur chastise Dhritarashtra. So that we'll read. It's a nice discussion. Nothing to be afraid of, but it's like, giving the reality. It's like opening our eyes, and we should not be afraid of those things. So, yeah. So let me see if there's any point. Yeah, Prabhupada writes here. See. Yeah. So here Prabhupada writes one important one. One who understands this factually is learned, and such a learned person can sacrifice any amount of material happiness to achieve the desired goal known as Brahma Sukham, or absolute happiness. We all are working for happiness, isn't it? We want to be happy. We want a good life. What is good life means to us? Nice clothes, nice food, nice home, nice car, nice bank balance. This is what the Brahma Sukham means to us in this material world. But these are not actually Brahma Sukham. These are all illusion. That doesn't mean we should not have that. We should must have that. We should work hard. But at the same time, find time for spiritual practices. We have to find time. In fact, there is one pastime which comes of Lochan Das Thakur because of this his friend. Because real transcendentalists are hungry for this happiness. And as a hungry man cannot be made happy by all comforts of life minus food stuff, so the man hungry for eternal absolute happiness cannot be satisfied by any amount of material happiness. So if you are hankering for a spiritual happiness, then any amount of material happiness will not be sufficient. Like an hungry man, you give him nice car, nice AC and all that. He says, boss, give me food. Even if you give him a dry roti, he will eat because he is hungry. The same level of hankering for spiritual life should be there with us. That this material life is okay, I'm fine, but I don't need this. What I need spiritual enlightenment. I want that. So in this regard, there is one wonderful pastime of Lochan Das Thakur comes in. So Lochan Das Thakur, at very young age, and he comes in our, we will read in the Chaitanya Charitamrita and all that, the story will come. So Lochan Das Thakur was, at that time, there was a child marriage used to happen. Child marriage doesn't mean, they will start living together, but they will just make an arrangement that the father of a daughter and a father of a boy, they will agree that these children will be married. So they will do the rituals, but they will stay in their own homes until they grow up. That is child marriage. So Lochan Das Thakur was married at the age of 5. Okay, this will be our son-in-law. And that was done. Then he went in a Gurukul. So his guru was Narhari Sarkar. So he went to Gurukul and he was studying there. And he normally goes to Gurukul, means they will be there for 10, 12 years. So he was studying there and the father-in-law came. Hey, you are my son-in-law. Please come home. He said, oh, I'm not your son. I'm not your son-in-law. I'm such a young and I'm just here. He said, no, your father married you off. So you please come our home. My daughter is ready to be with you. So he says, no, but then Narhari Sarkar, because he has got so much taste to be a renounced order of life. He said, I want to be brahmachari and I will stay here. And Narhari Sarkar was saying, okay, you can stay. But on the order of Narhari Sarkar, he goes. Again here, that guru instruction he followed. He wanted to be renounced order of life, but his guru said, no, get married. So he goes. So he goes to his village. And he said, okay, I will come. You please go. I'll come in few days. So father-in-law goes. Now he has been away from his village for 10, 12 years. Now things change so much in 10, 12 years, right? So when he is going there, he has no idea how the village looks, because he moved out of that home village at 5 years. So he had no idea. So he entered the village, and normally in a village there is a well, a little outside of the village, just outside. So the few girls were fetching water from the well. And he happens to talk to one pretty girl. He says, Mataji, can you tell me where is this home? So he addressed that girl as mother. He said, Mother, can you please tell me where is this home? He said, yes, you go here. Now he goes there and he meets his father-in-law. He said, I am come. He said, yeah, my daughter will come, but she has just gone to fetch the water. So she will come. So then both you meet. Then you meet her. Then she comes. And Lochan Das Thakur sees is the same lady whom he called as mother. He says, I call you mother. So I cannot be your husband now. Because I called you mother, I never knew. So she understood that he has inclination toward renounced order of life. Right? So though Lochandas Thakur could have enjoyed material life with a beautiful wife and all those things, right? He could have, but he had no taste in that. So as soon as the wife understood that he is Bhajananandi, he just want to do bhajan, he said, okay, no problem. So he went back to Narhari Sarkar. So here he got an opportunity to enjoy material life, but he denied. He denied. And he went back. And he did his bhajan all the time. So when we have a hankering for the higher taste, then we will deny all this material enjoyment. We will not fall for that. We will not fall for that. So therefore it is such an important, because here Prabhupada writes in the last paragraph, therefore the instruction described in this verse cannot be applied to Maharaj Yudhishthir or his brothers and mother. It was meant for persons like Dhritarashtra, for whom Vidur came especially to impart lessons. So those who are like Maharaj Yudhishthir, Parikshit Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, they all have so much opulence in their life, but they are not attached to that. Parikshit Maharaj was able to renounce immediately as soon as he was cursed, saying, okay, no problem, I'm cursed, I have to leave my home. Immediately gave the crown to Janmeja, his son, and said, I'm going. Immediately. Not even thinking for a moment, because he had only 7 days in his hand. We don't have that much time. We don't know when we are going to leave, right? Anybody knows? Nobody knows. So we have zero time. That means we should be doing our bhajan so intensely. Okay. So I think next verse we'll talk about this. Vidur chastised Dhritarashtra in the next class. But we'll pause here and see if anybody has any question or a comment or any correction. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much, dear devotees, for giving your valuable association. So thank you, Robert Prabhu, Naren Mohanji, for joining and giving your association virtually. Very grateful to all of you. Thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anant Kodi Vaishnavinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we'll stop here. Thank you, Robert Prabhu, and thank you, Naren Mohanji. We'll stop. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu.